Okay, so I'm going to put this in the chat box for anybody that might show up in here. I got the link right there. I dropped it in the chat box so they can see this particular video. And then I'm going to shut up and not say nothing until I know I got somebody in here. Okay, now it shows at least I have somebody watching. A minute ago I had nobody. Okay, and that's why I end up waiting until I see a comment. I've posted a ULR in the chat box here. Again, I'll post it again if I have to, okay? For anybody that comes to this live stream, they can see the video I'm actually talking about with military setting up at Quad City Airport. Well, it wasn't actually at the airport, but it would be next to the Quad City Airport, okay? That's my neck of the woods. Yeah, it sure is. And this person caught this video of the military out there, and I'm not going to say anything. What it could be, what it's about, why the military's there. I'm only telling you that if military is freaking by an airport, then I would be keeping my eyes on what's going on. But anyhow, I wanted to do an update on our messed up society and our coronavirus and all that good crap. So, unfortunately, you know, I was in last night and I was watching, and now I know that Jason Goodman's the shield. He's part of the problem. I understand the guy's a plant, but your eyes don't deceive you. Jason Goodman walking down the street in New York, and he's got 3 videos of himself walking down the street doing live streams in New York City. Well, our government tells us New York's a hot spot, okay, Corona, a hot spot. Well, Jason Goodman managed to go all over the city, and he proved one thing: people are scared fucking shitless. Okay? So you don't have as many people out in New York no more because they're scared of getting corona and they're all isolating themselves. Okay? But we have another thing that happened when he was doing this. Jason Goodman approached more than one cop, and he even approached paramedics with the ambulance and asked them if they've had any corona cases. And the answer is no. He even went to a hospital in New York where it's the hotspot, and the hospital there had no cases of corona in their hospital. That's a red flag as far as I'm concerned. It's sort of like you do a psyop, you scare the shit out of the public, you make them believe something's real that's not, and then you take one person that's working for the system who comes up and does something that shows you the actual truth, and we see if you'll believe your eyes or if you're just going to believe what everybody else says. Okay? And we already know how that goes. Most people are going to believe what other people say, especially their government. Okay? And not believe their eyes. And if I was to go with what my eyes was seeing, although that is one city only, right? New York. But the problem is they're calling New York a hotspot. They're saying New York is full of corona, right? But yet Jason Goodman's live stream defies that. Okay, it literally defies it, man. Freaking big psyop right in your face. But the scare's real, man. I'm telling you, they scared the crap out of so many people. They're shutting their businesses down all over the damn place. I mean, we got all of our drive-through restaurants are closed. The drive-throughs are only the drive-throughs open. The schools are closed down. It's insanity. Okay, it was really insanity. But now, and then we got fucking the Trump administration climbing up on freaking live stream on television every single day now. Okay, and they're pushing this and they're pushing this and they're pushing this and they're pushing this. And that right there to me, guy, that right there spells psyop, 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 psyop. You know what they use this type of stuff for? We scare the living crap out of you, and when it's all said and done, we take some more rights away from you. That's right. You know, we're like just a step away from having martial law declared. We really are. Here's something else for you, okay? So I was up at the store today by where I live. I went this morning while I was young. Okay, we still got a lot of stuff going. The shelves empty. They're restocking tonight, and I was talking to one of the people that was in the store working, and they said that, well, they're not able to get everything in their order. They're only getting partial orders. That they have trucks coming in, but they're not getting what they're ordering. They can't keep the shelves full. It's hard. They said we're managing to keep them as full as we can, but we place our orders and we're only getting partial orders delivered to us. So there's nothing we can do about that. Now, remember when Trump said, "Don't worry about it. We got plenty of supplies. The food ain't gonna run out." That's right. Remember him telling you this? Don't go hoarding everything. Buy only what you need. Go home. If we got plenty of supplies, right? But yet we got partial orders going to the stores. So we have partial shipments being shipped, not even full shipments. And so, when it comes to that, and it comes to what I watched with Jason Goodman, my gut told me from day one this was going to be a psyop. It was going to be another fucking bullshit thing. You know, we have no way of proving anybody's died or anybody even has it. Does anybody know anybody that even has it? Okay? You know, think about it. Corona 19, they put the 19 on there. Well, it's been 19 years since 9/11. Okay, so since it's been 19 years since 9/11, I think I just look at the 19 they throw behind it. I'm not saying that's what it's for, but my gut told me from day one this is going to be nothing but a psyop. When I watched 3 videos live streams with Jason Goodman in New York City, crossing the entire city and going on the freaking, the railroad system underground, okay? And going on that, walking down the street and asking cops and asking paramedics and showing you businesses that are closed from it. And you see some people in masks, but the majority of people that are out aren't wearing masks. And then Jason Goodman's saying that, yeah, he was told that he's putting other people in danger by being in the public and he needs to go home and quarantine himself. And you could tell by the amount of traffic that, yeah, half the city's probably quarantining themselves because they're believing this. And Jason Goodman, when he goes to a hospital and the hospital actually, he didn't show it, but he showed himself going up to it and his battery was dying. But he did freaking talk to he did talk to paramedics. Okay, that's for sure. Who says they haven't had any cases that they know of. And then he said the hospital up there they haven't had no cases of corona. Okay, and the people, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not going to say it ain't. I don't think there's no corona anyhow. I think maybe it's the flu. Maybe it's influenza because of what the CDC put out there. Okay. I just find it very interesting to watch him on 3 different live streams going around New York City and watch him literally asking more than one paramedic and more than one cop. Okay, and nope, haven't had no cases of corona. Nope, haven't had no cases of corona. Nope, haven't had no cases of corona. Okay, I mean, I'm not saying this because it's only New York City. It was only one hospital, right? Okay, so we don't know. I'm just telling you it's very fishy. Okay, in my book, that's called fishy. And The military thing that I'm talking about here that I'm showing you, well, that's my neck of the woods. That's the Quad Cities, man. I mean, that's right up the road from me. I've been to the Quad Cities lots of times, okay? It's literally right up the road from me. It's a 40-minute drive. And yeah, this guy from the Quad Cities, I put the link in here for you, okay? He was observing the military over by the airport. Well, I'm not going to say it means anything, but I'm going to tell you we're one step away from going into martial law. And the financial thing, the money, I suspect they're going to use this to bring down the currency and give you a cashless society. I could be wrong, but I suspect that, okay, that they're liable to give us a cashless society out of this. They're going to up their agenda. There's an agenda behind this. This is no accident. This is a plandemic, as I've been telling you, a plandemic, okay? And I don't even know how plandemic is because I can't prove there's been a death. I can't even prove there's been anybody sick. I have no way of proving that. And because they tell me people are sick and dropping, I'm not going to say it's not true, but guess what? I'm also not going to say it is true. Because we've been lied to so many freaking times, over and over and over again, that I don't want to make any calls. I'm not going to tell you it's not true. I'm not going to tell you it is true. My gut feeling from day one told me this was a damn psyop, okay? And, well, false flag, psyop, that's what my gut's been telling me all along. But I also know we have deaths and false flags, and we have false flags with no deaths. I can't confirm a death, but I'm not going to say it ain't true neither. But crashing our society, Steve Hoke is in here, and he's talking about crashing our society. Oh, hell yeah, I think that's what they're doing. I think this is going to be deliberate to crash our society. You're going to shut down all these small businesses, and they're not going to be able to recover. I watched Trump up there today, and he says, this is going to be over at the end of April, okay? And we have ordered anybody with mortgages or paying their rent that no evictions or foreclosures can take place until the end of April. This is what Trump just said a little bit ago. No evictions or no foreclosures can take place until the end of April. Of course, we know all that could be extended, right? Yeah. This is not good what I'm seeing. And the military being over there by the airport, that's the only airport they have up in the Quad Cities, is an international airport. And by the military being up there by that airport, well, I don't know what to say. There's the link I just dropped in there for where the military video is of the Quad Cities, which is a 40-minute drive for me. Seriously, I can be there in 37, 40 minutes. I can be sitting right in the middle of Quad Cities. I've been there many times. There's certain things, if I want to get something they don't have here in town, I have pretty much anything I want in this town, but out of normal society, I go up to Quad Cities. Okay? And the Quad Cities been, what can I say? But that's where you're going to see these videos out of the Quad Cities. It's my neck of the woods. With military over by an airport. Okay? The guy was shaky with the camera. I don't know who the guy is that took the footage. But I want to share that link with you, and I would suggest that you go over to Jason Goodman's channel and you watch his 3 videos with him walking down the street in New York, the closed videos where he's showing you the business is closed from Corona. And just watch him and listen to him ask people stuff and just base your own opinion on what you see with your own eyes and tell me, okay? And then you tell me what you think. That's how I'm going to play that one out, okay? I suspect our government's lying to us. I really do. And I've never seen our president come up and keep doing live. I mean, live on TV every day of the week. And here he is every day of the week. And then we're talking about this $1,000 just going around that they're going to be giving everybody that's out of a job $1,000 a month. Well, I'm telling you, man, they're going to set you up. They're going to crash your currency. I mean, there's a lot of bad things that can still happen. You know, I hope for the best for all of us, and I don't want any of this crap to happen. I really don't. But what am I going to do about it? You know what I'm going to do about it? Nothing. I ain't got no power. I'm a nobody. That's right. I'm an absolute nobody. I can't do much about it. I see off the grid is in here. Yep. And of course, Mr. Hulk is here. I just, I wanted to come up here. I don't know how long I'm going to stay up here, but I wanted to come up here and I wanted to tell you what I've seen overnight. I want you to go watch Jason Goodman's videos of him walking around New York City since New York from one side to the other. I mean, this guy went fucking on the damn subway and went to the other side of the city, and he was in Times Square. He was in some very real big spots, okay? And we know that everybody's telling us New York City's a hot spot. Okay, it's a hot spot for Corona. We know this, right? And the amount of traffic and stuff that's been reduced says there's a lot of people self quarantining themselves. Okay, but the paramedics, the police officers say no, they've had no cases of corona. And he's saying that hospital wouldn't let him with the camera in there, but they actually said that there's no cases of corona there neither. You know? So who are we to believe? Really, honestly. I don't want to freaking believe anybody anymore because the lies are that deep. We're being lied to so much, it's just hard to believe anybody. It really is. And it's not because I want to just call people liars, it's because there's so much of it going on. It does make no sense, but it does make sense because think about this. If they want to crash your currency, this is the perfect time to do it. Have you been watching the stock market? Have you been watching the stock market and everything they've done? If they're whatever their agenda is, if they're going to pull it off anyhow, because we're not going to do anything about it. We're not going to do anything about it. And Steve, I'm not saying it's not serious by no means, okay? I'm only telling you that things are not ending up. Just like when they tell you don't worry about your food, we got plenty of it. Don't be hoarding the shelves, okay? But yet this is coming out of Trump's mouth. Don't worry about it. We got plenty of it. Don't worry, we got plenty of it. But then we got a person that freaking does the ordering for the grocery store right by me, which isn't small, and they're telling me that they're only getting partial orders. They're not getting their full orders. They keep only getting partial orders. That's all that's being delivered is partial orders, partial orders. Okay? That alone is a little bit on the okay, things ain't adding up. This thing's gonna get real serious real quick. You know? I don't trust anything that's being said. How can I? I can only watch, just like that's all you can do. You can only watch. We can only watch. It's all we can do. We can't say for sure how this is going to play out. I can only tell you that what I'm seeing. And I can't tell you anything more than I'm not seeing, okay, honestly. That's no more than Steve. Steve, you can't tell me anything more than what you're actually seeing with your eyes, okay? And I can't tell you any more than I'm seeing with my eyes, okay? That's all I'm saying. Well, I don't like any of the candidates that's up there personally myself, okay? I figure all the candidates up there are puppets anyhow. They've already been bought. They're part of the system. I'm not going to go down that road with anybody. I have trust for absolutely nobody within our government until they earn the trust. And I haven't seen anything earn the trust yet. I mean, I really haven't. And, you can earn the trust like when Trump says, don't worry about it. We got plenty of food, okay? They're going to stock our shelves at night. Okay, well, they stocked our shelves all night long and we got plenty of food being delivered. Then you want to answer the question why at freaking 9 o'clock this morning there was so many shelves still empty? And why did the person tell me in the store that works there that we're only getting partial orders? We're not able to get our full orders in. So it's making it hard on us. And we could have the shelf stocked, but we're having trouble keeping certain things stocked because we're only getting partial orders in. Okay. So, and if you can only get partial orders in, then this says stuff's being held back deliberately. Or don't worry about it, there's plenty of it. It's a lie, huh? One or the other. I mean, I'm not saying anything other than what I witnessed with my own eyes overnight, and it does come to question, okay? It does come to question, but remember, it's only New York City. But if the government keeps saying that's a hot spot loaded with corona and people keep filming and asking, and there's no such thing as corona, and you can't even get one person to be honest and say, yeah, we have patients in here. We're not even asking names. If you can't even get one person to be honest, they're all telling you, no, we don't got none. No, we don't got no, we ain't got none. And you're watching so many people right in a hot spot with no mask on their face. You're hearing paramedics say, no, I've never, no, I don't know anything about it. No, I don't know anything about it. I mean, have they all been put on silence? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm just saying things ain't adding up. That's all I'm telling you, and they ain't adding up. And then, as I told you, man, I don't believe that Sylvia Browne's prediction was a prediction. Maybe, okay, very well may have been. And the other person that made the same call in that book, I mean, I find that suspicious. I just watch everything. That's all I can do. I know we're probably one step away from martial law. I'm pretty damn sure of that. So I don't know what to tell you, man. I really don't. I have no idea how long this will go on. I really honestly couldn't tell you how long this will go on. I can tell you people been telling people about this stuff for a long, long time now. And they get called a conspiracy theorist, they get called nuts, and people will claim they went and looked into stuff, but yet their actions don't match the words that fall out their mouths. Okay? So I think maybe they looked into it and they just chose to play selective reading, selective hearing, whatever. They choose to believe what parts they want to believe and not believe other parts that they don't want to believe. Okay? And I mean, that's people's prerogative. I just rather sit back and watch what sees going on and compare it to what's being reported so that I can examine to see which way we're really going. And I already know that we're going to go into tyranny. I already know they want a cashless society. That's not a lie, that's fact. Okay? I already know they want their one world government. Okay? That's not a lie. That's not a conspiracy theory. That's fact. Okay? I already know that we've had false flags where nobody died. That's fact. But they told you people died that never died. Okay? And I'm not going to go into the list. They'll just throw me right off my own live stream here if I started bringing up names and lists and this and that. This stuff's been going on a long time. I'm hoping we don't go into martial law, Mr. Hoka. I can't say we will, and I can't say we won't. I know we're like one step away. Okay? Well, a cashless society, some people like Steve thinks, oh yeah, well we already have a cashless society because everybody's using cards. But the only bad problem with a cashless society is even though you're gonna say, well, nobody can rob each other because it's on a card. Yep, but they control the cards. All the system has to do is say you're a bad boy, you're not following the orders. And shut down your card and you ain't paying for nothing, now are you? That's how that actually works, okay? In a cashless society, if the power grid went down, you would all be screwed. because you couldn't walk in with cash and buy your product while the power was out. Nope, you sure couldn't. If a hurricane came through in Florida and you was without power for 4 or 5 days, 2 weeks, maybe even longer depending on the area you're living in and the damage, your damn fucking card ain't gonna buy you a damn thing because there is no power. So you better hope you are stocked up to begin with, because you're going to find out in a situation like that, you're not buying gas, you're not buying nothing. Okay? See, people don't stop to think about the implements as of you go to a cashless society. Oh, it sounds great. It sounds great until the first time your city is experiencing some kind of tragedy, like a tornado or something, or a hurricane, depending on where you live. Okay? Or flood or what have you, and your power goes out, or the power goes out itself. While the power's out, you say, well, but they get it back up pretty fast, but what happens if it goes out for more than one day? You know, I had a time in Florida where I was without power for 4.5 days. After a hurricane went through that didn't even hit the city I was in. Power went out, and I was without power for 4 days straight. Now, in that 4 days, if I hadn't been stocked up or didn't have things, and I was in a cashless society, I would have no way of buying anything. Nothing. Because the power's out. See, so a cashless society has its good points and it has its bad points. The bad points is the money can be controlled. They can shut off your card. They could cause a problem deliberately and take the power out and not return it for fucking a few weeks. If they did that, you'd be in a lot of trouble, because you would no longer have cash to go get what you needed, because you're in a cashless society. So, I don't know what to tell you. I'm just giving you my opinions, okay? That's all I'm doing. Something to think about, okay? I'm not in with the cashless society for the fact that I understand that it's to furtherly control us, okay? That's what it's really about. It's to furtherly control us. And so, and I understand that. I understand what Steve's saying. People are pretty much cashless already. I totally agree with Steve on that, because hell, I'm cashless all the time. I hardly ever have cash. Every now and again I have cash, but the majority of the time, no. Okay? I just slide my card like anybody else, right? So that part, okay. My only thing is the fact that if you're on a cashless society and we do away with cash completely, and a crisis happens like a hurricane, a flood, a tornado, and your only way of getting your next meal is from swiping your card, and there's no power, you're not swiping your card. You're not getting your next meal. You're not getting because you can't get. And if you got cash, you could here and still buy it. But if you got no cash, you can't go here and still buy it, now can you? That's the only thing I'm saying. So I don't think it's a good thing, okay? It's actually quite a bad thing, because it's about control. I mean, the reason you're going to have a cashless society isn't for your benefit. And anybody that wants to think a cashless society is for their benefit, they're beneficially out of their damn mind. You think your government cares about you, you need to go back and wake up, because you're still asleep. Your government don't care about you. They want to pretend they care about you. Of course they do. It's election year. They really need to play it up now, don't they? What if somebody's trying to get Trump not to be a president for the next term? What if they're trying to make sure there's such a crisis that Trump don't get reelected? Is there a power struggle going on? There very well could be, right? Because after all, power and greed never ends, does it? But the cashless society is about control. There's nothing good about that, because we all know that Hurricanes happen. We all know that tornadoes happen. We all know that bad things happen sometimes. And if you have a tornado or you have something bad that takes you out, I mean, like when I was up in Florida, that hurricane that didn't even hit where I was at took the power out where I was at for 4 days. I had 4.5 days with no power. If we were in a cashless society, that could have really messed you over. You couldn't have bought no gas if you needed it. Couldn't have bought no drinks, no food. Because you were at a cashless society. You'd be screwed. That's what had happened to you. You'd be screwed. So no, a cashless society is never a good idea. Because the fact is, cashless society only works if you have electricity. See, we're all spoiled rotten, man. Why don't you go out in the backwoods of the mountains and survive? There ain't gonna be no electricity. I mean, you're living, we're all spoiled rotten. All of our needs are fucking handed to us, man. And I'm looking at the grocery stores, like yesterday. They went around town looking for some hamburger patties. They wound up freaking, they went to, this Hy-Vee store is huge. And they went to this Hy-Vee store. My roommate, Brian and Kim, went to this Hy-Vee store, and the entire meat aisle was empty. There was no meat at all. That store's huge, and it's a long-ass, huge meat area with a meat counter. Fucking meat was gone. There was no meat. So they left the store. They went to another store, and there was meat, but there was a lot of meat missing, and they couldn't find their hamburger patties. They finally go to another store. And, they went to Walmart and the meat was gone there. So they go to another store, and the last store of their choice, they found some hamburger patties buried underneath the steak. So somebody was trying to hide them to come back for them. And it costed them $30 for 12 hamburger patties. So there you go. So there you go. And I go over there this morning to get myself some more Gatorades and shit to drink. As I'm trying to get rid of my pop habit, okay, and I'm drinking more Gatorades. And, well, that was a joke, too. So much stuff is gone, I'm telling you, so much stuff they're not restocking. And then I talking to a person on the floor that's working in the storage young in the morning, like I said, 9 o'clock, and they're telling me that they're placing the orders, and the orders are coming in, but they're only getting partial orders. They can't get the full order they're ordering, they're only sending partials. Okay, so, and that's not no accident, that's deliberate. So then when Trump wants to say, don't worry, we have plenty of supplies, I have to question that, do we? Do we really have plenty of supplies? Are you deliberately holding back and shipping less? I honestly don't. I honestly can't answer that, okay? Bread? No. They just store this morning, even early in the morning. Fucking no, if you wanted bread, you wasn't buying that. No. The only bread left was little loaves that are like $5 a piece. Probably the real good bread for you, but really, the rest of the bread was gone. There was no bread. So, and I don't know what it's like in your area. I would suggest that maybe you pull a Jason Goodman, man. If you're in an area where they say that the coronavirus is at and it's a hot spot, okay, this is just a suggestion. Go out there with your phone or go out there with a cam and go fucking approach some cops and some ambulance drivers, some EMTs, and go to a hospital and ask the question. And do it to more than one spot. See what kind of answer you really get in real life. Because if you're in a hot spot for corona, according to the government, and you go visit your local hospitals, even if they're under lockdown, and ask the question, and people tell you, well, no, we ain't got no cases in here. No, I haven't heard nobody with corona. No, there ain't no cases in here. No, there ain't no cases in here. If this stuff actually happens, then I would suggest that you got a psyop going on, and they're getting up here and lying to you every day. I'm not in a hot spot. I'm telling you, there ain't one case in my entire county. Now they're telling us today, as of today, that corona's in every single state in the United States. It's now officially in all 50 states, according to Trump. Okay, so if it's officially in all 50 states, then we should know what areas it's in, shouldn't we? Okay, so like off the grid, what would you think to going down and going to a couple or three of your hospitals and just popping the question, do you have any corona cases in here? You don't have to say anymore, just see what the answer is. You see a couple cops, ask them and video it. And video it and come back and show people what the results are. If they tell you yes we do, just still post it, man. Because this is not about if it is true or if it isn't true. It's about verifying what's being told to you. And if you have a problem with verifying what's being told to you because you already want to believe it, then I have to go, bah. Because we're all being lied to so much that you shouldn't be trusting anything. Oh, that's fine. I don't care about that off the grid. You go in there with a mask. Be careful by all means. Oh, yeah, I would expect that. Maybe even put on some rubber gloves or something. I wouldn't be stupid about it, but this is just something I'm suggesting that if you're in a hot spot, I'm not. If you're in a hot spot for corona, because they're telling us New York is a hot spot for corona, I can see where people have definitely self-isolated themselves. That stood out, okay? Go to Jason Goodman's channel and watch them 3 live streams he did. And really use your head as you're watching. It's going to blow you away because things suddenly ain't going to be adding up. Suddenly it won't be adding up. And that's the reason I said, man, if you're in California there, you're in a hot spot, man. Go check out a couple, 3 hospitals for us off the grid. Just freaking have your cam going, have a mask on, some gloves on, pop the question to a few people, record it, and fucking come home and post it up. Let people see what is really the truth. That's what really should be happening. It shouldn't be just, oh, I know they're not lying to me. We've been lied to so much that if you're going to go around, oh, they ain't lying to me, and then they lie to you, you're going to just be the fool with a foot in your mouth. I'd like to know if it's fucking real or psyop, because if it's a psyop, man, these people need prosecuted if that's the case, But of course that won't happen neither, will it? No, of course not. They're above all of us, right? We're just cattle. That's where we stand. We're just all cattle. But I don't know. I'm just, I don't plan on staying up here long. I'm glad to see you're all here anyhow. I don't got too many people in this chat anyhow, so it ain't like I got a bunch of people watching. Okay? But I wanted you to go check out that military clip from Quad Cities. That's up in my area, man. Yep, I'm in my hometown now. I'm where I grew up. Quad Cities is only shit, like I told you, man. I could be there in 37, 40 minutes from now if I left right now. I'd be in the Quad Cities in that amount of time of driving, okay? I really would, okay? So, that video was out of the Quad Cities, so I found that interesting, but don't mean that it wasn't a weekend and the National Guard was out doing some exercise drill. Okay, don't mean that. That could be right. It could also be them putting military in positions because they're getting ready to call martial law. I don't know. Okay, Trump today says freaking they suspended all foreclosures and all evictions to the end of April. Nobody can evict nobody until the end of April. At this point. Okay, so I don't know. You tell me. But yeah, so, if you're here and watch this live stream, hey, with Off the Grid, it's awesome, man. You're in California. That's awesome. Go do that for me. That would be awesome. That would be outstanding. because you're showing people real truth then. There is no bullshit. You're actually showing what's going on in your area. And you're popping a question in your area that's a hot area according to the government, right? And if it matches, it matches. If it don't match, then you have to go, hey, wait a minute. I mean, there's nothing wrong with verifying what's being told to you. In today's society, you should be verifying what's being told to you. So you don't go down the rabbit hole of the lie. At least that's how I feel. But I'm going to jump on off up here, guys. I've been up here. I know this is a short live stream, but I'll be back Saturday night like always. And hey, off the grid. You need to jump into one of my live streams one of these days instead of just saying you are and you ain't. Huh. I got you on Zoom now, okay? So you need to jump into one of my live streams. You just let me know when you want, or give me a call up on Zoom when you have time and we'll chat. I know you got a woman in your life, guys, so I'm not trying to interfere with your woman, so make sure it's on a time that your woman's not around, or she's okay with you talking or what have you. Okay? With that being said, guys, I'm going to get on out of here, okay? But I wanted to give you the update. I hope you went and looked at that link of that military up in the Quad Cities. I found that interesting. And definitely go check out Jason Goodman's stuff on him walking through New York City and off the grid. Definitely. You're in a hot spot. Get over there and check them hospitals for us and ask a few questions and let's see what you come up with. With that, guys, I'm out of here, okay? You all have a good one.